in Savannah this morning at the Isle of Hope Marina. The sun's just coming up. I'm going to do one more load of laundry before we head offshore. It's going to be fairly calm for the next 3 or 4 days. I think we're going to take advantage of that. We just left the Isle of Hope Marina where we spent one night. We did laundry, did some sightseeing, filled up our water tank. Now we're continuing up the ICW to the Savannah River, and we will take that out to the ocean and head north. We're off the coast of South Carolina. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Our destination is either Cape Fear, or we'll just continue through the night towards Beaufort, North Carolina. The winds are light out of the northeast. They're about 60 degrees off of our nose, so we're able to make good speed. The seas are super flat, maybe 1 to 2 feet, but a long period, just a rolly swell. Not bad at all. The water has finally cleared up. It's not Bahama blue by any means, but it's not brown either. I think we're just north of Charleston, South Carolina. There's quite a bit of shipping traffic out here to the west, and occasionally we'll see a fishing boat go by. Why are there spiders in there?
Because apparently when we opened up the mainsail, there was like all this mud and stuff, like a mud nest full of spiders, and there were spiders all over the deck of the boat. So anyway, I looked it up. So what happens is a mud dauber, or a mud wasp sometimes as they're known, makes its nest out of mud. It collects the mud, makes the nest in preparation to lay an egg. Well, before she lays her egg, she goes out and she collects like a dozen to 20 spiders, but when she picks up a spider, she stings it or she injects it so that it's paralyzed, and then she puts it into the mud dauber nest. And then once she gets it filled up with spiders, then she lays her one egg, and then she goes on her business, whatever. So then, when the egg hatches, the little larvae goes to the first spider and injects it and sucks out all of its fluids and works its way to where until it finally eats the final organs, like the organs are the last things that it eats. And then it goes on to the next spider. Well, anyway, by the time it gets done eating all the spiders, then the larvae has now turned into a pupa, and then it becomes its own little mud dauber, and it flies off to go make its own mud dauber-like thing and collects more spiders to feed its baby. So anyway, gross!
I have to empty out the mud dauber spiders. So I'm trying to read the book by Daniel Defoe, A General History of the Pirates. Daniel Defoe was a political writer in England back in the 1700s. So he pretty much steered the history of what is known about that time period.
I can't see you. The sun is blinding me.
We're about 230 miles south of Cape Hatteras. We're going to do an overnight sail since it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The wind is from the southeast at about 9 knots. We're flying the asymmetrical. We have a full main up. The odd thing is the swell is coming from the northeast. We just put the boat in night mode, which means we took the asymmetrical down. We have the mainsail up and the jib up. We're motoring on one motor. We're doing about 6 knots. Let me show you where we're going. So left here, currently right there. We're gonna go to the Outer Banks. So we're thinking by tomorrow night we'll be about 60 or 70 miles from the Outer Banks, which means we'll sail all night tonight, all day tomorrow, and all the night the next night. And then early in the morning we should be there to go in the inlet. And we might have to adjust our speed a little bit if we get there a little too early, but we definitely need to get there by Tuesday morning, because I think the sea states are going to start picking up after that. We will also check the weather as we get closer tomorrow to make sure nothing has changed. If it does, we could duck in somewhere earlier and just go up the ICW if we had to.
National Weather Service advisory. Tropical storm warning is in effect for the coast of South Carolina from Esto Beach to South Santee River. The center of Tropical Storm Bertha was located near latitude 32.7 north, longitude 79.4 west. Bertha is moving toward the northwest near 9 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds are near 45 miles per hour with higher gusts.
We spent the night in Georgetown, South Carolina last night at a place called Fraser's Point. It's an anchorage right off the intercoastal, about 4 miles up the Georgetown River. Today we're going to continue further up the river, about 20 miles, in the general direction of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We're going to anchor tonight at a place called Prince Creek. It's a wooded creek that's reported to have alligators and great scenery. Ahead of us, this is the bridge that goes over the Waccamaw River, and the Great Petey River goes around the other side of this shallow marshland. The bridge ahead is 65 feet. It's a fixed bridge. One of the benefits of having latitude adjustment, it's a smaller catamaran and our mast is less than 65 feet. So we can traverse the intercoastal waterway without a problem. If you had a larger catamaran or a mast above 65 feet, you would have to go back out in the ocean here at Georgetown to go up to Cape Fear, which is our next stop along the east coast. this morning. We're anchored in the Prince Creek. It's raining. We are none the worse for wear. Seem to have left some of the screen open and we have some bugs.
Are you videoing? Oh my god. Bertha, be damned.
I was concerned with the storm. They may keep the bridge locked down.
Very good.
We're at anchor during the tropical storm Bertha. We're just north of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where the storm came ashore. Currently, we're going through one of the rain bands. It's raining really hard. The winds are gusting to 20 knots or so, not too bad. There's a little bit of lightning in the clouds, which is odd for a tropical storm. So I think there's a little bit of a afternoon thunder shower also mixed in this. So far, everything's good. All the hatches are dry. The cockpit enclosures worked out well. We're just sitting here at anchor watching Star Trek.